So I used my hole saw, drilled a hole through that piece of wood that's about the same size as the plumbing, and cut that in half so I'll be able to slide this up underneath the fixture, clamp this down on top of it, and then when I screw them both together, it shouldn't be that bad. I'm going to trim a little bit off of here though, and I'm going to bevel the side so it looks a little nicer. What I did here is I put a couple of holes in here so I can screw this to another board. I wrote down face because this is the side I want to carve down. I'll stick that on the router and hopefully I can get a semi-interesting edge on that so it just doesn't look like I whacked a block of wood on the wall. I do it, and I have a little piece that I can grab onto. That should work okay. Alright, this looks pretty sketchy. I think I'll try this. Alright, probably not the way 90% of the world would have done it, but this is all I needed to do. I don't need anything super fancy. It's going to be down by the edge of the toilet. Alright, so when I sand this, because I only had the block down in this half, you can see I got a monster big gap in there. I'm just going to have to make sure that I press these. Let me see if I can focus that a little bit for you. Probably can't. Anyways, I'm going to press these two gaps together, and that will keep this on point. Now, everyone that knows me knows that I absolutely hate to paint, so I'm going to show you a 100% completely hands-free paint applying process. So there's no muss, no fuss. I don't even get slightly dirty doing this, and I don't have to worry about getting like paint underneath my fingernails or anything like that. So stay tuned, and I'll show you how that works. Don't need these either, because not only is it drip-free, but this process is noise-free. So let's get rid of these. Okay, step one, get the can open.
Oh, we're having a good day today.
You're going to be my demonstrator today.
Okay.
There. Almost lost that.
Okay. Well, this will be easy.
Yeah.
La 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 la.
So, what I was demonstrating today is my 100% hands-free painting process. And as you can see, this is working really well for me. I haven't gotten any drips of paint on my hand in how many years now, hon?
21.
21 years.
Jerk.
21 years I haven't gotten one drip of paint on my hand.
Let's just make a side note here and say that everything in the house I have painted several times, all the walls over the years. And all of our buildings outside I have painted several times.
Are your shoulders sore yet from patting yourself on the back?
Almost. We have 2 garages, a shed, a house, a barn.
Hey, keep painting.
Uh-huh.
You're just spending way too much time gallivanting here.
Got one of those.
Gallivanting's not what I pay you for.
I've got one of those husbands that acts like a idiot when you put a paintbrush in his hands. And that's just because he wants you to think he doesn't know how to paint. So he puts a brush in, he twirls it around.
Ow.
It's pathetic.
So bitter.
It is so pathetic.
If only I'd known the truth for all these years. All right, enough of this. All right, so this is the gap we're trying to hide here. So most normal people would sheetrock around that, but because of the way that's set up and there's a shark bite in there and I want to have access to it, I'm just going to cover that up with the wood piece that we made. You can see I've got plenty of wood to bite into here. I didn't sheetrock that in because I want to be able to see where the screws were, and then I'm just going to stick some pieces in here. So here's our piece of wood that's going to go around that. And I'll just put that around there, screw it down. Actually, it goes this way. Screw it down, we'll be all set. Okay, so with the upper piece in there, I get my bubble leveled out. And then I'll put my bottom piece on, screw it together, and Bob's your uncle. Oh look, an orb. Alright, 1/2 in. Get the other half in here. And that'll be it. And that project is officially done. Now I know this probably looks like crazy hack work to most of you real live carpenters out there. But when you're standing back here, you got the baseboard in there, you're not going to see that, and there's no gaping hole. And that one there I've got the cover for, so you won't see the lines over there. That was another kind of disaster from days gone by. It's one of those things where the offset for the pipe comes up over here. We wanted to have a pedal still sink, so it's got a little tiny bend in it that goes up through here. So you had to have a box to cover the plumbing, plus the valves are back there behind the wall. So it needs to be removable, quick, much like this one, just in case. Alright, so this is what the bathroom looks like with the new paint. I did have to fire up one more of the LEDs because obviously with the darker paint it's a little bit darker. But with the corner cabinet and stuff like that in there, changes everything. And once I get the baseboard back on there, it'll look a lot different too. That's cool. So there's our floating floor and our brand new turbo monster toilet. I should probably show you that. Remember, rednecks, always have a cordless drill in the back of your toilet. You just never know. This is what's inside of this monster toilet. And it's frost-free, obviously, because it's not making contact. Not frost-free, but it's sweat-free because it doesn't make contact with the sides, which was why we bought this initially. We did not want that. Unfortunately, on the downside, the lower part of the toilet is still single insulated where the throat is and stuff, so you still get moisture from down here. So I'm still not 100% pleased, but whatever. But anyways, just a light touch of this thing. Just got it. It's a monster flush because there's a little tank in there, kind of like a little jet pump setup. But other than that initial noise scaring the living crap out of you, it works out good because you don't get any sweat on the back part of the toilet at all. Talk to the old lady about the paint down here. Somebody's slacking.